white men that we can't bring to the cookout, and one of them we should have never let come to the cookout. So let's go to the one that we should have never let come to the cookout, Bill Maher. I'm not going to lie. When there wasn't many progressive voices out there, I used to listen to Bill Maher. I thought he was smart. I thought that he wasn't racist. I thought that he had the backs of Black people. Hell, if y'all remember, he even dated Superhead, Corinne Steffens. And if y'all don't know her background, I'm not going to tell you because she's moved on in her life. She's doing different things. But fellas, let me just say this. If she put her lips below your waist, you wouldn't lasting but maybe 30 seconds. Okay? And so I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, there's no way he's racist. But that is when I was young. That was when I was young and didn't understand life and didn't have the critical thinking skills I needed to have to survive. Because let me tell y'all something. Pretty much every slave owner was racist, but some of them was out there blowing the backs out of their slaves. So just because you hang out, you have sex, you mingle with people of other races, does not mean you're not racist. Remember, you think you're superior. So in essence, you feel like you're entitled to the panty draws. And if they don't want to give you the panty draws, by any means necessary. Well, two fantastic comedians have come out and start telling the truth about Bill Maher. Number one is D.L. Hughley. Y'all know that D.L. Hughley is one of my favorite social justice comedians. He's represented on this channel almost weekly. But listen to who else found out about Bill Maher. Someone that the Black community at one point in time wanted to call a porch Negro, Wayne Brady. I always knew Wayne Brady wasn't the porch guy. Just because he carried himself clean cut, he had a diverse viewpoint, he listened to other music. Some of y'all painted this man as some kind of Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air voting Republican. He's never been like that. Some of y'all didn't think he was funny because his comedy kind of leaned a little more toward Anglos, but that was his experience. It didn't mean that this man wasn't versed in the issues Black people deal with. So I'm going to play a clip of him on a show. Shout out to AT2. This is where I got the B-roll from. Go check out his YouTube channel. But this is what Wayne Brady had to say about Bill lost his way when he lost to Superhead Maher.
Bill Maher, who hasn't aged well in terms of his ability to like pay attention.
You told people. You tried to tell us, Wayne Brady. And it took Dave Chappelle recently saying something, but I told people the day that I said to Bill Maher after he, and once again, using that joke of saying, well, I wish that Wayne Brady was, that President Obama was less Wayne Brady and more, I forget which gangster rapper or whatnot. And even that, how dare you as a white man try to define this thing?
It's called racist. He's racist.
He is racist. And I don't care. Bill Maher can say, oh, I have all these Black friends. Look, I don't know Bill like that. Back in the day when I first got on, I used to do his the political show.
Real time.
No, political show on ABC.
Politically correct.
Politically correct. I did it a few times. I grew up watching Bill Maher, thought he was funny.
Right.
But when people tell you who they are,
that part.
And that just doesn't go for dating ladies. This goes for
don't date Bill Maher. I don't have experience, but
I'm saying to Black women,
don't do it.
Just
Black
because.
Women, stop.
And I remember there was a party way back in the day that I went to at the Playboy Mansion. I was invited to, and there was Bill Maher with two sisters on his arm, right? And I looked at her and I was like, and I don't even know. I'm never going to be one to yuck your yum, but yuck.
There's no yum there.
No, there's no yum there. And I saw it for what it was. And I was like, this is a cat who believes that his proximity and things you can use, that gives you the right to say what you want to say.
Yep.
Well, folks, sadly, any person that has money, especially men, you're going to get a pick of the litter of women all the time, because one thing that stops social justice is money. That's one thing, probably the biggest thing. And some people will, and I'm not saying that, well, I was going to say I'm not saying they're wrong, because everybody needs to be able to survive, but a lot of women will put aside a lot of issues to get with a man with money. And because of that, I guess they allowed Bill Maher in those relationships to run around like he was a black dude without checking them, because he had the money, he had the clout, he had the power. Well, when you're dealing with the public, bruh, when people have allowed you to come to the cookout, bruh, you have to conduct yourself in a better manner. And he has really showed his ass through this Trump presidency with his love of Israel. This is a man and a comedian I respected. I thought was just like, he's the type of white dude that can garner other white people to help with our causes. Superhead took that loving away. He went straight to Israel way. You don't believe me and Wayne Brady, who was looking dapper near in that video? Take a look at my boy D.L. Hughley, who drops it all. No holding back.
So this is Bill Maher on his Friday's episode of his show.
If there was a slow-moving coup, let me just describe some of the steps, and you tell me if I'm being paranoid. First, create a masked police force. Get people used to looking at that. Normalize snatching people off the street. Get them used to that. Normalize seeing the National Guard and the military on the street. Then start talking about crime in the capital, which is basically, has always been a fairly crime-ridden city. This is our nation's capital where elections are decided. And then because the crime is so bad, have other states start sending their troops. Not just the National Guard there in D.C., but now at least 6 other states are sending their troops, which then Trump can then federalize. So you're having many states' troops on the ground there, and now they're under federal control. So you have in the Capitol a sort of permanent police presence. So when an election dispute might come up, just hypothetically, I don't want to be a big pessimist, and I'm going to pretend for the rest of the duration that the Democrats do have a chance of winning, and they might win the next election. I just don't think they're ever going to take power, because this is what's going to happen. Because I think this coup is going to go off a lot smoother than the last one.
What I find very interesting is the same things that he is saying that Trump was slow rolling. He was starting those things when Bill Maher went to dinner with him. He was snatching people off the streets. He was in anticipation of his big bill being passed. He was spiriting people away. He was saying all the things he would do. So when did he stop being good dinner company and a potential authoritarian or a tyrant? See, that's what happens. So in April, he was a gracious host. He was playing crazy. It was a productive meeting. All of a sudden, 4 months later, we're here. And it's because of people like you, people like Bill Maher, people like, the people who perform for him, the people who normalize him. We told you this would happen. And what you did is say, well, we got to reach across the aisle and we made some political headway. What he was doing, what he's doing all the time, except you helped. People like you helped all along the way. Oh, I respect the office. He doesn't. Oh, I'm just performing. I'm just picking up money. He didn't care about that. He used you for optics. And so a part of this shit sandwich, you guys get a bite up. And all of those people who said, oh, your vote doesn't matter, now the potential of your vote being taken away, you helped. All of those people who thought it would be the same in Gaza, you helped. All of those people thought that he wouldn't really do what he said he was going to do, you helped. And now the best you can do is silence. So now you sit here and you're telling us the urgency about what he's going to do. There are armed Southern troops in northern cities and more to come. Armed Southern troops in northern cities under the pretext of violence. And some of those Southern troops had to leave very violent cities in their own states to get to where they're going. But at least you had a good dinner, right? At least he was a gracious host. At least he was playing crazy. With friends like you, who needs an administration?
This is what I think about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's always boggled my mind. Here's another one of those societal put in place by white people in power tropes that we need to get along with other politicians for the sake of the country. Where has that led us, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to tell you where that has led us. I've never believed that shit. Like they say it, I've always believed that that was a way to keep people at bay from actually overthrowing the government and cleaning house, draining the swamp the way we need to. That societal trope they put in place is the very reason why we've never handled our business after Reconstruction, after the Civil War. We wanted to turn a blind eye to what the South was doing to the remaining Black people down there and act like nothing was going on. And then when politicians came to represent Black people and say we need to give them equal rights and stuff like that, and other white dudes who felt like, no, we need to go back to slavery, they would tell them to calm down, be easy, get along to be along. Fuck that. How is it that we're supposed to get along with someone who's literally taking our rights away, killing us with ICE, making our lives so hard that we have to choose between food and medicine at the expense of white MAGA that likes to pick hate over food on their damn plate? I've never understood that. If I'm a lawmaker and I'm a Democrat and I'm voting for the rights of middle class and poor who are struggling while the rich have gotten 5 times richer than the middle class and poor, I can't go hang out with you. Our values are so different. We're not friends. And I'm not going to sit here and play this game because that's what makes people feel like politicians are the damn same. Bill Maher hanging with Trump, other politicians getting along with each other, but on the Capitol floor, they hate each other. I mean, what is this soap opera? This is Young and the Restless. What are we doing here? That has never been a good look for me. I've never understood that. And then you get people like Bill Maher who claim they're supposed to be good for us. And then they get caught up in some of the same stuff Republican men is doing. Let us not forget Bill Maher had some legal issues with some folks back in the day. Y'all can look that up yourself. I don't want to, this video ain't all about that. This video is just to lift your ire on people who you think should come to the cookout, but their behavior tells you that they shouldn't be welcome at the cookout ever, even if they are hanging and have proximity to Black people. So folks, post your comments, let me know what you think.